a brother's keeper. To become a brother's keeper. That's what we have from today's readings. You know. And when we speak about becoming a brother's keeper, you can remember this story from the Old Testament, the story of Abel and Cain. You know, after Cain killed his brother Abel, God asked him, "Where is your brother?" And he said to God, he questioned God in reply. He said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" So today we are challenged to become our neighbor's keeper. And all the readings are telling us the same thing, that you must become your neighbor's keeper. You know, love holds members of the same house together. But bad memories divide a household. People are divided because of bad memories. And when we have bad memories, we call people by names. You know, bad memories will make you call the other person by name. And we have names like tax collector. You know, in the Bible, tax collector. You know, you see your brother, you say you are a tax collector. You know, or you call your brother a Gentile, a pagan. Or you call the other one a sinner. Or you call him a Samaritan. And all those names are based on bad memories. Also, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, you see the other person, you call him meat. M-E-A-T, meat. You know. And Samaritans will call Jewish meat. And the Jewish people will call Samaritan dogs. How bad memories will bring things, division in the society. And there are some other names. Fox. Jesus called Herod fox. Go and tell that fox. You know, because of bad memories. And there are some other names like sons of thunder. You know, sons of thunder. And Jesus called Peter the rocky one. You know, Cephas, the rocky one. And there was a day I heard this name. It's a woman who was speaking to me and called her husband River. You know, he's a river. I said, "Why are you calling him a river?" And she said, "He drinks too much." He drinks too much, so he's a river. You know, how bad memories can make us call people names. You know, you give people names based on bad memories. And as we heard from the readings, to eradicate evil, God made Ezekiel a neighbor's keeper. And he said to Ezekiel, "You will become the watchman, the sentinel, to warn the people when God is angry against them." So you warn them. And he said to Ezekiel, "You will be responsible if you fail from warning them against my anger." But if Ezekiel warned them and they fail from doing the will of God, they will become responsible for their action. And St. Paul also, you know, St. Paul sent a letter to the Romans. And he asked them not to owe anyone anything except love. That the only thing you owe your brother is to love your brother. Don't owe owe anyone anything. And he reminded the Romans the love, the commands that we receive from the Lord. Love one another. Love your neighbor as yourself. He said to them that love does no evil. The only thing love does, good things, no evil. That love is the fulfillment of all the laws. And that is why where there is law, where there is love, then there is unity. The household is built together and people come together because there is love, you know. And in today's gospel, as we heard, Jesus asked his followers to become neighbors keepers, to initiate one-to-one talk with the person who hurt you. When someone hurt you, the first thing to do, he said to them, initiate one-to-one talk. Call the person, you talk about it. When the person at fault refuses to listen, which often does happen, when you call your neighbor and you say, or your brother, you say, oh, you know, what you did, I didn't like it. Most cases, the other person will want to defend himself, to explain himself. And then the debate change. Okay? You say, no, it's because you did that I did this, you know. So, and Jesus said, when it happens that the other person does not listen, refuse to listen, use one or more witnesses. Even you can take it to the church. And witnesses will be there to help for peace building, you know. And sometimes it does happen that even when the church intervenes, the other person will say no. No reconciliation. And Jesus said, if that happens, you consider your neighbor as a tax collector or a pagan. Which means a pagan or a tax collector needs conversion. So you consider your neighbor as somebody who needs conversion. Not as enemy. Jesus did not say you excommunicate the person from the community, you know. He said you consider him or her as a pagan who needs conversion. A pagan that you need to bring back to Christ. So he's still a member of the community, but just a pagan, a tax collector, someone who needs conversion. And he said to his followers that those who are brothers keepers will need to come together and pray together as a household. So whenever we pray together, then we act as brothers keepers. And that's why we can come together and pray together. And pray for one another. Ask God for grace for the other person, present or absent. And that is really needed. And my dear people, as we listen to these readings, I want to remind us that we all have a debt to pay. And the debt that we have to pay is the debt of love. To do no one what you dislike. Love one another. We must make extra effort to ensure that the black sheep is aware of the wrongdoings, so that we may keep good relationship with one another. So make extra effort. Don't be discouraged. Try and try again. For the black sheep to become to understand that, oh, when I behave this way, I hurt the whole community, or I hurt my brother or my sister. So that is the duty, the ministry that we need to carry out. And for us to be able to do this, we need to practice accurate feedback. Accurate feedback is the tool to nurture good relationships. Love is the only thing that does no wrong to anyone. When you love, you show the world that you belong to Christ, who laid down his life on the cross for sinners to redeem the whole world. And we ask God on this day to help us so that we may really make an effort to become our brother's keeper, to become our neighbor's keeper, so that we can build a peaceful society where we have good relationship with one another.